All right, welcome back, everybody. I have with me our March Student of the Month, Logan Brakke. Logan Brakke, how are you today?
I'm doing great today.
Can you explain to me why we're standing around a foosball table right now?
So I played foosball on a cruise back in December, and I thought it would be a great idea to play some foosball with the associate principal.
And I completely agree. So here we are, but typically this isn't your area of competition, or like, what are some of the activities that you're involved in here at BVHS?
I'm involved in salsa, I'm a YAC member, I'm involved in track and cross country, I'm involved in tech in the play. Outside of school, I've got an archery club that I go to. There's several others, but I do a lot.
Involved in a lot of things. And while you were beating up on me here while you were playing, you had mentioned that you went out for the play for the first time this spring, right?
Yes.
So kind of talk about that. What inspired you to do something maybe a little bit different or kind of out of your comfort zone? Talk about that.
I love learning new things. I love understanding the workings of different things. So I wanted to join the play to figure out how it works, like what specific people in the play do, so I could see a little bit more of the behind the scenes. Basically, I like to see, kind of like I disassembled a lawnmower when I was 12, just to see like what was going on inside that lawnmower, so I could figure out how I could adjust it to do different things.
So kind of like behind the scenes, how do things work? Why do they work the way they do? Kind of that's kind of the mindset.
Yes.
So is that something that you would like to kind of carry with you going forward? Maybe study and then do as a career?
Yes, I am super interested in it. I'm going into mechanical engineering, which basically is the study of how things move, how things work, and I'm really interested in it, and I'd like to continue learning how things work so I can make different things.
Sure. And do you have an idea where you're going to do that next year?
I'm going to South Dakota School of Mines.
All right, let's go.
Be a miner.
The Hard Rockers, let's go.
Yes.
So that's great. So right now, obviously, we are sitting here end of April. We have like single digits left before graduation.
Yeah.
Overall feeling that we're that close to graduation.
I was handing out grad cards the other day, and it's just the nostalgia kind of hits you. Everyone says when you're a freshman, you gotta set preserve these years while you have them. And I was like, they're gonna be so slow, whatever, they go by so fast. I can't repeat it enough, it's crazy.
If you could look back at freshman Logan, or something that you wish maybe you would have learned early on, what would that be? Would you change anything? What would that look like?
Don't be afraid to fail, because in learning new things, you have to be able to fail, and like failure is a part of success. You really have to be able to look at that maybe test grade that you didn't really want, but use it as a springboard to motivate your next project. Something like in calculus last week, I did not do well on a test, but I watched some videos and now I'm doing great again.
So just that mindset of like, hey, this didn't go how I wanted, and I'm going to continue battling. Is that something that you kind of always had, or that you learned kind of around like along the way? Because I imagine that applies to outside of school as well. A lot of your activities, if things don't go well, where did that come from?
It really came from in elementary school. I had a lot of sports. I was in soccer, basketball, wrestling. I was in baseball. I just did a lot. I just basically did everything. And one thing that I learned was do not quit. Because if you quit, you're basically giving in to, and saying, I can't do this anymore. And I'm not a quitter. I guess I enjoy continuing on and waiting until things are finished, until things are completely done.
That's great. So early on, you've kind of developed that and learned that trait. I think that's so fantastic, and that will carry you farther than probably a lot of things like academically you may have learned. That skill, that mindset will certainly carry well. Along the way, you've probably had a lot of people, not only your family, but teachers, coaches that have kind of helped you, foster you. If you could look back and say thank you to one of those people, who would it be and why?
It would be Mr. Kosher from 6th grade. He was one of my first teachers when I moved here back in 2018, which is crazy. He was my math and history teacher, and he really inspired my love for math, and kind of like math is the subject where it describes all things. There's like formulas for how English works, there's formulas for how science works, and it's all math. So my love for math really helps me discover all the other things that I like.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. So, and again, to have that early on and kind of inspire something and then continuing that on, that's pretty darn cool. So, one question: if you could align yourself to one Marvel character, or like DC Comics or something like that, so like Iron Man, Spider-Man, something like that, who do you think you most closely align with?
It would probably be Spider-Man. You know, he's a high schooler. He's got all of his like dreams and aspirations ahead of him, and he's kind of thrown into responsibility. And he's a super bright kid. He's thrown into responsibility. He doesn't always know what to do. I guess realizing those failures, we're all human. We have failures, just like Spider-Man.
And how do you respond to that?
Yeah.
All right, so last question, most important question. What is your favorite type of ice cream?
Favorite type of ice cream? I like the key lime pie avalanche at Milky Way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I can confidently say I think that's the first time we've had key lime pie ice cream as suggested. I think that's great. Everyone's got their stuff. So again, Logan, congratulations on all you've accomplished. It's crazy to think these 4 years have gone so quickly because they truly have. Your senior class is the first group that I had as freshmen, so the first time I've had a 4-year crew, which is crazy for me to think about. So it's so great to see your accomplishments. We're going to be back in the gym here in a few short days and walking across the stage. So congratulations on all you've accomplished. Can't wait to see what you do going forward. Nice and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, sir. Thanks, everybody.